Hello students. So students, in the previous class, in this chapter, that is force and laws of motion, we have started with this chapter and we have understood that what do we understand by force. What is a force, students? So we have seen in any object, if we are pushing it or if we are pulling it, actually we are applying a force. So force is nothing but push or pull to an object is a force. Now we have seen here that a force cannot be felt, but its effect can be felt easily. We cannot see force, but the effects can be felt. How? What are the different effects of the force? So we have seen the first effect of the force is that an force can make a stationary object to move. So if suppose a box is placed on a table and you want to pull it, so when you apply force on it by pulling, the box will displace its position and it will move to a certain or it will move forward. So here you are applying a force on a stationary object which was at rest position, and when you apply force, then it move forward. Same thing, if a ball is there, when you kept it in the ground and kicked the football which was at a rest position, then it starts rolling, it starts moving. So we can say that by applying force, we can make a stationary object to move. Okay. Or a trolley bag is there, and when you're pulling a trolley bag which was kept at a certain place, so by pulling it you are applying a force and due to which it starts moving. So this is the first effect. If we look at the second effect of the force, so it is just opposite to that of the first one, in which we can see that if we apply force on an object, we can make an object to stop. A moving body can be stopped easily by applying force. Okay, like a ball is thrown by a baller, is catched by the other baller. That is an example in which a moving ball can be stopped by a person by applying a force on it. Okay, or the ball which was kicked earlier in the field, when you will apply force, you are able to stop it. Okay, so what is this? When you apply force, you can easily stop the moving body also. So moving body can be stopped by applying force. Third one is we are able, means with the help of the force, a person can change the speed of an object. So force can change the speed of an object. Like if a person is cycling, so if you push the cycle, then it starts moving forward. It means the speed of that particular cycle will increase. But if you apply force against the direction in which it was moving, then it will decreases the speed of the object, the speed of the cycle will decrease. Okay, so by this we can say that force can change the speed of an object also. Let us see what is the fourth force. What is the fourth effect of the force? So fourth one is, that is, force can change the direction of the body also. Force can change the direction of the body. Can change the direction of the body. Okay. Force can change the direction of a body. How? You see, students, a ball is thrown by a baller to the batsman, and then he hit the ball. Then what happened? By hitting the ball, he changed the direction of the ball which was coming towards himself or towards that of the bat. Okay, so here by applying a force, he changed the direction. Another example we can take, if suppose you have little incense stick. So what will happen? You will find that the gases start coming out of it, and that can be the direction can be changed by blowing air from your mouth. So when you blow air, the air starts moving. The air which is coming out from the incense stick will goes to the other direction. So here, when you blow, the air which is coming from your mouth is applying a force on the air which is coming from the incense stick to move into the other direction. So by this, we have seen here that by applying a force, we are able to change the direction of an object. By applying a force, we can change the direction of an object. So we can understand it by writing some of the examples here. So first example is a tennis ball hit by a tennis player with the racket to the other direction. So you can see here, if a tennis ball is coming, it is playing. If tennis player he hit the ball and it goes to the other player, so the other player will also hit it with the help of the racket to the other direction. So it is actually by applying the force the tennis player used to change the direction of the tennis ball. So by applying a force here, the tennis ball direction can be changed, or a moving body direction can be changed. Okay. Or we can take another example, a cricket ball. Hits by batsman to other direction. Batsman to other direction by applying force. Okay, so cricket ball is also there. If cricket ball is hit to the batsman, it is hit to the other direction by applying a force. Okay, or I told you, if air is there, so it will be blown by your mouth, and the air which is coming out from that of the incense stick will move into the other direction. It gets spread or it get moved into the other direction. So this is what, by applying a force, you are able to change the direction. Okay, so we can say that the force can change the direction of the body. Now let us move and see the last one, effect of the force, and that is force can change the shape of the body. Force can change the shape. Force can change the shape, even the size also. Okay, so we can write shape or size of the body. This is the last one. Force can change the shape and size of the object. Very easy to understand that how a force can change the shape. Okay, so you have taken a balloon, and that inflated balloon is there. Okay, or a balloon you have taken. When you blow a balloon, you are applying a force. When you are giving air to the balloon, so you are applying force for giving the air to that of the balloon. Now the balloon get inflated. Okay, and when you press that of the balloon, there also you are applying a force. So when you press it, what will happen? The balloon start changing the shape. Now, not only this, if a sponge is there, when you apply a force, then what will happen? The sponge will change the shape. So here, by applying a force, you can easily change the shape of the object. Now, not only this, if suppose you have taken a spring, okay, and you just stretch the spring, what will happen? You will find that the shape as well as the size of the spring will increases. So here, by applying a force, you can change the shape as well as size of the size of the spring. The same thing you can do by taking a rubber. Okay, so when you stretch a rubber, what will happen? You will find that the shape of the rubber, it increases, and due to which we can say the size of the rubber also get increased. And when you leave it, again it will regain its size. So here, by applying a force, you are able to change the shape or the size of the body. Okay, so this is the last one. Now we can write it, that is, by applying force on the spring, we can easily change the shape and size of it. So by applying, we can change the shape and size of the object. It means by stretching the spring or stretching of rubber is applying force on the rubber. Applying force on the rubber. Okay. And due to which it changes the shape and size. Any other examples is there, student? Yes, you see, we can take an example of a dough. So, a dough is used for making chapatis. Okay, so this dough, the shape of the dough can be changed by using a roller. That in Hindi we used to call it belan. Okay, so by using that, what we used to do, I'll take a wheat dough and with the help of that belan, we press it and provide shape to it. So when we press it, we actually applying a force on that dough to give a shape, and thus the size of the dough is smaller, and when you press it and try to give shape to it, the size of the that of the dough also increases, which help in making chapatis. Okay, so we can say that here also we use a force to change the shape, to change the size of the object. Other examples there, student? Yes, we can take an example of a clay. So clay is used for making different statues, for making different and used by that of the potter to provide a different shape and size to that of the different objects. Okay, that can be made up of a wet clay. So instead of writing here clay only, we can write it here wet clay. Okay, so wet clay is also an example. So you have seen with the help of this wet clay, potter used to pot different kind of a thing, which can be a statue or a cup or a mug or a pot is there, or vase is there. All these can be made. So you can see that they all are of a different shape and size. Okay, so by applying a force, potter they used to give shape to that of the wet clay. Okay, now the other example that we can take is the toothpaste. Very easy example, toothpaste. How? You see that if you want to use the toothpaste, what we used to do, we used to press it and then the toothpaste come out, right? So when you press it, here also you are applying a force on the toothpaste, and due to which it comes out. So by applying the force, you will see that you change the shape of the toothpaste also. Okay, so this is also an example of the changing the shape. So a lot of example is there. Shape of a sponge is there. Shape of a tomato. If you have taken a tomato, when you squeeze it, so when you're applying force, you have changed it. A paper is there. When you apply a force, you fold it or you crush it. So there also due to the force you have changed the shape. So a lot of examples are there, student, in which we can say that by applying force, we can change the shape and size of the body. Okay. So since now we have understood that the effect of the force is what? The first effect is that by applying a force, we can change the stationary object to move. We can make a stationary object to move. The second one, we can stop a moving body. We are able to change the direction of a moving body. Okay. As well as we are able to change the shape and the size of the body. So these are the different effects of the force that we have studied right now. Now on the basis of that, student, we can define the force now. So till now we have discussed that force is what is a push or pull on an object that we define as a force. But we have understood the different effects, and on the basis of the definition of the force also get changed. So let us see that what is the definition of the force. Now, we can understand with the help of the effect only that we have studied right now. So, we can define force now. We can define force as follow. So, force is what? Force is an influence. Which tends to make a stationary body to move, which tends to make a set a stationary body to move, tends to stop a moving body, tends to stop a moving body, tends to change the direction of the body, change the direction of the body, tends to change the speed of the body, or tends to change the shape and size of the body. Change the shape and size of the. Now, according to that of the effect of the forces which we have studied right now, we can define the force as follow, and that is, it is an influence which tends to make or to set a stationary body to move, which tends to set a moving body to stop, which tends to change in the speed of an object, can be increase or decreases, which tends to change the direction of a moving body, or which can change the shape and the size of a body. By this, we can define the force. Okay. Now, we have understood here that is what force is and what are the different effects of the force, and the word that we use for the force, that it is only a push or a pull. Instead of that, we can say yes, that it is a push and pull, but not only this, but it is an influence which used to do all these things, all these different kind of effect. Now let us see some of the types of the forces. Okay, so we have understood the forces, and now try to understand the different types of forces also. So, if we talk about the type of forces, students, so there are two type of forces are there. First one is the balanced force and the second one is the unbalanced force. Let us see about that. Balanced force and unbalanced force, types of forces. Balanced and unbalanced force. Balanced and unbalanced. Let us try to understand each of them one by one. So at first we will start with that of the balanced force. What do we understand by the balanced force? Okay. Balanced forces. Now, if we talk about the balanced force, so balanced force, by the name itself, it explains that this is a kind of a force which is balanced. What do we call the balance here? Here, it means the object is at a rest position. It is not moving. So, we can say if all the forces which is acting on an object is zero, that is a balanced force. It means if an object is kept and one force is acting from that of the right side and one force is acting from that of the left side. So the right side and the left side force which is acting on the object, if it is balanced, if it is equal, then we can say that actually no force is acting on it and the object is, the forces, overall force will be zero, and we can say yes, this is a balanced force. Okay. So, we can define the balanced force that if resultant of all the force is zero, if resultant of all the forces acting on a body, is zero, is called as balanced force. Okay, so if all the resultant forces, if all the forces which is acting on a body, if it is zero, we will call that force as a balanced force. Now let us try to understand this with the help of an example, that if a book is there which is kept on a table, okay, so here, if a book is there, so here if we are applying a force on it, so this is the force of push. We are pushing the object, okay, so it is what, it is a force of our push. Now, because of that, and another force will also act on it, and that is called as force of friction. So one force is acting which is applied by us, that is known as a force of push, and one force is just in the opposite direction acting on the book, and that is the force of friction. Now a force is also acting in the downward, and that is force of gravity. And it is because of the weight of book. And another force is there which is acting on the above side, and that is force of reaction. Force of reaction. Which reaction? That the force of a gravity is acting in the downward. One force is acting just opposite to it. You are knowing that if every action has an equal opposite reaction, it means we can say that a force which is acting on an object, another force is also acting on it. So we can simply understand by this that the force of a gravity is there which is acting in the downward direction, and a force of a reaction which is acting in the upward direction. Okay. So one force is acting in the downward, another force is acting in the upward. Here, when we apply a force, and another force, that is force of friction, is working here. So how many type of forces are acting here? So let us write it. The first force is the type of force, that is force of our push. A force of push, you can say. Then second one is force of friction. So force of friction is there. So that is acting in the backward direction. Okay. So you know that if an object is moving in a ground or anywhere, a force of a friction will always act just opposite to the moving body in the direction in which it was moving, just opposite to that direction. So force of friction is also there. Then the third force is force of gravity, and the last force is force of reaction. So force of gravity, it is because of the weight of the object, and it is acting in the downward direction, and the force of reaction is acting in the upward direction. Now let us see and try to understand that how it will help in finding the balanced force. Now, if suppose we are applying a push, if we are applying a force on that book, then the force, the book, if it is not moving, what does that mean? It means that the force of friction was equal to our push, equals to our force which we are applying. And here, the force of the gravity is equals to the force of the reaction. Okay, so this force is equals to that of the force of friction, and this force of gravity which is acting in the downward direction, it is equals to the force of reaction which is acting in the upward direction. So ultimately all these forces cancel each other, and overall force which was acting on the book, which was making it to move, is equals to 0. And when it will become 0, we will say that the object is not moving, it will remain stationary, it will remain at its rest position. And that force is known as a balanced force. You can understand if suppose you are pushing a wall. So wall is not moving. Why is it so? Because when you push the wall, then what will happen? An equal force is acting on that of the wall, and that two forces equals to each other, and due to which we can say that it does not move, it remain at rest. Or if a table is there, you are applying a force on it, but it is not moving because of force of friction, which is acting in the opposite direction, and a force of a reaction, or force of a gravity, which is acting in the upward and downward direction, is equal to each other, and ultimately all of them will cancel each other effects, and it becomes 0. So this is what? This is the balanced force. It's in which the resultant of all the force acting on a body is zero. And if it is a balanced force, the object will not move. It will remain as its rest position. Okay. So we can say that or we can write it here also. That is the number of balanced forces acting on a body makes a body to remain stationary. Acting on a body to remain at rest or stationary. Stationary. Okay, so if all the forces which is acting is equal to each other, ultimately the object will remain at rest. So this is what? This is the balanced force.